Good afternoon. Here again, we are Sunny Rabo here, and thanking you for being with us on Sunny Rabo Live, Inspiration 92.3 FM. And it's just another time to look at life in a different way. Today's emphasis is on Project for Human Development. And it's a transcultural, transreligious, and transpolitical not-for-profit organization duly registered in the law by the laws of the Federal Republic of Nigeria since 1999. And the raison d'etre of PhD, as it's short, is the promotion of fundamental values in society, because fundamental values engender the proper ordering of human society. Now, that's very interesting, I must say. Now, not too many people actually put that in mind whenever it comes to determining and relating issues of this nature to development and to the way forward. Well, the PhD, that's Project for Human Development, have their representatives here in the studio with me. The Director General, Engineer Jerry Okuosa, and the Project Director, Barrister Sonny Ekwousi. That's interesting. Your names are sounding alike.
Thanks very much. And today is Sunday, and then our host is Sunday, and Sunday and all that. What a coincidence.
It's a special day indeed.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming. But can you just enlighten us first about Project for Human Development? I know I have said it, but I really need some, more light thrown into it.
Yeah, with the moral decadence in our society.
Yes.
And the amount of lives wasted by way of abortions.
That would be the engineer Jerry Okuosa talking.
Yes,
of course.
It became imperative for us to come on board and try to offer a service to the community. Eventually, we will be known as the policemen, the moral policemen of this society.
I like that, moral policemen.
because what we do mainly pertains to human life and morals.
Okay.
We are pro-family, we are pro-life.
Okay.
And
this is a family radio station.
Yes, it's a family radio station. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So on the pro-life issues, we do a lot.
Okay.
In fact, our greatest impact on society has to do with HIV and AIDS prevention and advocacy.
Okay.
We've done a lot of work in that area with young people, with adults. We gave seminars to banks, industrial companies, schools, universities, market women, town unions on HIV and AIDS.
Okay.
Because somehow people are sweeping it under the carpet now. Nobody talks much about HIV and AIDS, but it's a silent killer.
And it's still there.
It is still there. We're still number
Prevalent.
2 in the world for people living with HIV and AIDS. We have the largest number of orphans, HIV and AIDS orphans. And the situation is not getting any better because people falsely say, it's no longer a life sentence, i.e., because people don't drop dead now from HIV and AIDS. But unless we control the spread, we shall be overwhelmed by the numbers. If we do not control the spread of HIV by using preventive measures that work, we are surely...
Preventive measures like lifestyle?
Exactly. We tackle it from the lifestyle, because 80% of HIV in Nigeria is transmitted through heterosexual relationships, And unless you stop people from having sex, trusting on the condom, the numbers will continue to grow. And
we've been told that the condom is not really reliable.
No, it is not. Scientifically, culturally, everything is wrong about the condom. Not because of a few holes that you might discover in the condom, but when the condom fails catastrophically, busts or breaks or slips down the penis, then you have massive inflow of the virus, and infection will immediately take place.
Okay. Now, looking at Project for Human Development, you're looking at health primarily. Okay, and of course you have indirectly mentioned the lifestyle habits. But what are the other factors?
Yes, I mean human
Sonny?
development in general, because all development, more or less, human development is the epicenter of developments. You talk about political, economic, cultural, they all revolve around the human person. And so the PhD has come to tell everyone that the human person is very important. If the human person is imperiled, the whole society almost imperiled. And this is something that you find is that the discourse in this political time, the campaign time, all the discussions have been surrounded around the political, economic, social, and creation of jobs and terror. Security and all that and all that.
Yes.
But nobody has mentioned this issue of human development. The human person is central. It's very important. And so PhD, when we started, it's about the human person. And we are saying that you have to talk about the human family. Because the human person comes from the human family. And when the human family is destroyed, the whole society is destroyed. In fact, the family is the fundamental unit of society. And so when we de-emphasize, we don't talk about the family. All the politicians are talking about job creation. Are you creating job for who? When our young people, so there should be a kind of synergy.
The person
between,
has to be in
exactly,
a healthy
it has to be a kind of synergy between the school and the family to make sure that we produce very honest citizens who are going to be future leaders of tomorrow. Don't forget that, society is in transition. We are not going to have these politicians tomorrow and all that and all that. We need young people who are going to take over. And what we are saying is that these young people are not adequately equipped for tomorrow's leadership. What are we talking about? So we should transcend, we should go beyond creation of jobs and political issues and economic issues. The economy, for instance, does not produce good citizens. Good citizens come from the family. So even the Nigerian Constitution has talking about is Section 17, subsection 3H talks about protection of the family. So the government should be interested in promoting, shaping the family, because that is where you get leaders who will take over leadership mantle in society. So I'm not saying that security is not important. What I'm trying to say that we should go beyond that. I expect to see in the next few years, the candidates should tell us what they want to do about the family. Abroad in the US, you have broad spectrum of issues. Here, the issues are narrowed down. The issues are very narrowed down to security and all that and all that. Of course, security is very important. Terrorism is very important. We have to combat terrorism. But we should also talk about the family, because the economy, the politics does not produce the good citizens. APC cannot produce good citizens. PDP cannot produce good citizens. We can't get them from the family. So what we are saying in PAD is that the human person is central.
That's
to
almost sounding
development.
like another part.
No, I'm not.
It's okay, just go on.
Sorry, central to development. So
Yes.
it's very important. We focus on the human person and that human person in general, about the character of the human person. Hard work, sincerity, honesty. We're talking about corruption today. If you don't tell young people that they have to learn how not to be corrupt from the onset in school, not just when they grow up, because when you don't start in school, it's very difficult. That's why PAD will have PAD school clubs in various schools, and we encourage young people, young students, to be members of this PAD club so that they can learn these values, these virtues, so that when they grow up, they will be good leaders. They will be able to replace our oldies who are dying, because they are bound to die. We need to have, by law of succession, we need to have young people replacing the oldies. So in schools, we have PAD School Club. It's a school club of excellence where young people enroll and they are taught about values, about character formation, about virtues, so that they
This is in all schools?
Many schools in Lagos. We
Okay.
can't go all schools because we don't have resources.
Okay.
We are in schools. We are in King's College. We are in Lagoon College. We are in White Sands School. We are in Holy Child
it's gonna
College.
Spread, right?
It's spread.
Yes.
But I have a question to ask either
yes.
of you. The family itself, there's this saying, charity begins at home. How do you imbibe this level of consciousness in the family? First, I've been told now that family has been even subdivided into the father, mother, children. Then you have single father, you have single mother. They have become the only, breadwinner, as it were, or the only ones that take care of their families. because there's no other party to help.
Even then, sorry to cut you short, even then, I mean, the issue of family has to be defined. You hear now these days, people are trying to redefine the family to include homosexuals, to include lesbians. PhD has been involved in the making of the same-sex prohibition law that prohibits homosexuality and lesbianism. And fortunately for us, that law has been passed in National Assembly, despite pressures from the West to redefine the family to include homosexual. That is a marriage between man and man, and a marriage between a woman and a woman. We are saying that there are so many things wrong with that, apart from the fact that it's illegal in Nigeria. Culturally, morally, it is not very good. And for us, it's going to be a disaster because the family is a safety net in Africa. Safety net in the sense that when a trouble happens, you run to your family. We don't have safety net like in the US, social institutions where in the hospital, when you are sick, you go to social institutions. But in Nigeria, the family is a safety net. And when we destroy it by making a man to marry a man and a woman to marry a man, it's going to be a disaster. It is so we in PhD, we participated in the shaping of that law, and we are saying that we have our values. Every society has a value. You cannot stay in New York and make a law that will bind me in Nigeria. We are different. We are saying that in Nigeria, marriage is still between a man and a woman. And that's what makes a family is a man and a woman and children, not a man and a man, a woman and a woman and children. It is something that is not accepted in this culture. And we in PhD, we fought against it and we followed it up because once you start, you end up somewhere. As I'm talking, there are practices that are not even known. We traced one to the... I'm sorry, maybe I'm talking to... Anyway, I'll round off now.
Yeah.
We went to the National Theatre, I'm sorry to mention them, and we found certain practices because on Sunday, young people go to National Theatre, young people who are homosexuals and lesbians. We went there and we found that they are showcasing their ugly practices at National Theatre Garden, Igomu, National Theatre here, Igomu.
Oh my goodness.
And we have seen some practices which does not even have a name. A boy dating a boy, another boy is dating two of them. This one has no name. It has come, so once you start with homosexuality and lesbianism, you end up badly. So that's why we PhD, we are really...
Okay, just before we go on break, you were going to say something.
Yeah, we're going to say that people have detached sex from pregnancy, sex from marriage. They're saying simply, but we teach that. We teach love, we teach marriage, we teach sex, we teach family, because these are connected.
Yeah.
Love is a primary factor that brings a man and a woman together.
Okay.
And when they now get married, they can now have sex. And the result of that will be in children. It is straightforward now, but many people don't think about it that way. They just think about sex, the consequences, they don't bother. And they use anything to stop that natural consequence of a baby from happening. And so they go into contraception, and of course they go into abortion. In the world today, 125 babies are killed every day through abortion.
Okay.
125,000.
That's a very powerful,
serious matter.
Powerful way to take a short break and be right back after the messages from our sponsors.
Káàbọ̀.
Meet one of Nigeria's famous batik designer, painter, textile designer, art educator, and gallery owner, Chief Nike Davis Okundaye. She is known for her colorful batik and paintings that offers a modernist gloss of traditional themes.
We just go back in time a bit and remember a beautiful lady called Christy Asian Ibokwe of very blessed memories.
Mommy
Christy Esienibokwe telling us how important it is to be good in the family because you're the, you know, it's telling Mama, Papa, to pray for me. Whatever the child does, it reflects on the family name. If it does good, well, all well and good. Then the goodness will rub off on the family. But if it does bad, well, you know, the smear is on the family name. So thank you, Christy Esieniboke. Beautiful lady. And so, Project for Human Development is discussing today the importance of family values, thank God, on a family radio station, Inspiration 92.3 FM. And they've talked about how seriously we are missing the point when men and men have become husband and wife. So odd. Or women and women. You know, because there's no such scientific or religious, spiritual proof that man and man can procreate. It's not possible. But anyway, let's look at the holistic side of values, yes. Developing human behavior.
Yes.
What about health? I know you talked about HIV, but general, looking at, you know.
Yeah, you see, we have some guiding principles. Before now, it's condom everywhere as a means of protection against HIV. We can give talks on the condom. Flimsy rubber that has so many defects, both natural and the ones that are implanted in them during manufacture. And yet, it's being promoted so much. UNFPA had given Society for Family Health 4 million female condoms free of charge to distribute in Nigeria.
Well, isn't that an attempt to slow down the scourge? You know, don't you think?
It is the opposite because the use of the condom is a false means of protection. In the America's #1 condom called Trojan ENZ, it is clearly written there. 1, it may help reduce the risk of gonorrhea, syphilis, HIV, but it will not eliminate the risk. Anybody who wants can go and buy.
So it's not 100% proof.
A packet of condom, blue or gold, America's #1 condom, and it will say there, it is effective only, but not prevent. Nowhere in that literature was the word prevent used. Because the condom is not capable of preventing anything. It can only reduce the risk. So we are talking about risk reduction, and now we are talking about risk elimination. Risk reduction is what the condom can offer you. But abstinence and fidelity to an uninfected spouse is what will surely prevent you from catching HIV transmitted sexually. You know, it can be transmitted through blood.
I like the analytical approach you're giving it. You know, I'm also fascinated by the fact that we're in a society where permissiveness has taken dominance. How do you slow down habits?
Yes, it has taken dominance, but people have to learn because it's not just Project for Human Development that is saying this. APCON, that is Advertising
Practitioners Council
of Nigeria, which is responsible for advert, has brought out a law. A code in the code of APCON, it has the warning. There's a warning clause that says that the condom is not 100% safe. Total abstinence or faithfulness is the best option. This is APCON saying.
So that's an alternative.
It's saying that every advert that is done today should carry this, just like cigarettes.
Absolutely.
Should carry this to warn the public that it is not yet. In Ghana, for instance, I know that the Ghost Cycle condom has been banned in Ghana because the Ghanaian government has found out that scientifically the Ghost Cycle condom cannot prevent HIV/AIDS, cannot prevent syphilis and gonorrhea and all that.
So what's Nigeria doing?
So in Nigeria is a dumping ground where you have everybody comes nobody has woken up. But Ghana has woken up and said, look,
You know,
don't deceive, don't give people self-sense. No, he was talking about the culture, the habit that is there. The habit is there, but people have to learn that the habit is there, but they have to try as much as possible to learn, because when you are caught, you don't play. It is death. So it is something that is, okay, fine, it's attractive. Free sex, as they say, is attractive, but at the same time, there are consequences. And that
Well, it's
consequence
attractive
is
poison, isn't it?
pregnancy
Attractive
and all
danger.
that, unwanted, so-called unwanted pregnancy, and then the risk you are taking because you are indulging in that. We also found out that young people who are involved in it, they end up, by the time they marry and they get to age of 40, they have risk of cancer and all sorts of things
By the way,
happening
thank you for
because
bringing that up, because
they are exposed to contraceptives. He has mentioned contraceptives.
Yeah.
No, cancer is in vogue. Everyone is suffering from cancer. And we have found out that when people are exposed to contraceptives when they are younger, and later on, I'm not a medical doctor, but we know certainly that young people that we're in touch with, when they're exposed to contraceptives, to condom and all that, this is something that is unnatural. I'm not a medical doctor, maybe a medical person will explain it better. But when you take something that is unnatural and it goes into your body, when it gets to your body, it overreacts. It might solve the problem of unwanted pregnancy at that time, but later on in life, when you get to the age of 40,
creates a bigger
you
problem.
are going to pay for it. Maybe
Contraceptives.
a gynecologist will spell talk about it.
Contraceptives will tend to infertility. Every pill a woman takes causes 150 chemical reactions in her body. These are scientific information. And they take it 30 days a month. A woman on the condom, on the pill, is no longer alive. Because even the manufacturers of the pill had to reduce the strength when they saw the side effects. And why don't men have the pill? Men didn't have the pill because the first one that was tested softened the testicles. And it's men who work on pill manufacture, so they stopped it. But they are now pushing poison into the womb, the body of women, young girls. Some are getting contraceptives even at 8, 9, 10. Some British mothers put it in their daughters' teacups in the morning to make sure that they are on the pill. And yet the pill is very dangerous for...
Apart from PhD, what other social, efforts are being made to educate the society, educate the individual child, individual father, mother,
When we get them in schools, we also organize occasions for their parents to come along. That offers us the opportunity of talking to the parents. And when we talk to church groups, even when we talk about HIV and AIDS, we also chip in these things. And many of the young men turn around and say, why did we not know this all our lives? And the issue is, where would you know it? The parents are too busy chasing money to have a good life for their children, and they have abandoned the children. They can only learn these things now, not from their teachers, not from well-meaning adults, but from their own peers. And when the blind leads the blind, where does it go? It finishes. Because this issue of breast cancer for women, people are toying with it. A girl who aborts her first pregnancy before the age of 18, her chances of getting breast cancer is increased by 270%.
What is the Nigerian government doing about this?
Yes.
Or the Ministry of Health, rather? Is there anything that can be done?
Yes, I mean,
are you getting cooperation?
They were getting cooperation. We are not cooperation. We have mentioned it along, and the Ministry of Health tend to. I think there's a lot of pressures from outside to promote these programs. For instance, the issue of getting contraceptives to minors. 3 weeks or 4 weeks in Abuja, we had news, and there was a program organized by UNFPA to give contraceptives to minors. That is very, very
minors
dangerous.
as in what age?
Minors
Below
before
18 now?
Before 18, the age of 18. They are saying that they should give them this and all that. You
Is
mentioned
this all in a bid to reduce teenage pregnancy
well,
or
it's
early
also
pregnancy?
very ideological. I mean, one of the conspiracy theories, because it's also a means of checking the Nigerian population, because they are saying that African
Checking
countries...
what?
Population growth.
Yes.
They are saying that Africans are growing too much, and they have to find a way of
No, but
checking
we're
them.
still
So
not,
the
we're not even the 10th.
Exactly.
Come on.
Exactly. But they are
No, you
saying that
see-
we are growing,
no,
and
when-
then we have
There's
to check the
China that's
population
1.6.
No,
through
when
the
they
issue
talk-
of through
no,
the issue of contraceptive, this issue of, so that because PAD, you mentioned about what is your PAD is also doing. PAD has been involved in shaping policies, because to tell the government that don't implement policies that are harmful to our children. For instance, in schools, we find out that the textbooks that are used in school many years ago, they were corrupted. Integrated science, I'm sure you studied integrated science when you were in secondary school. Integrated science, they were corrupted to include sterilization of young people, masturbation. And we went to court, PhD went to court at the Federal High Court, and we were shocked because how can textbook on integrated science contain issues that have to do with breast enlargement, masturbation, sterilization?
But,
so
these are not even culturally relevant to us.
So they are saying that young people, a boy in SS1 or a girl in SS1, can take a pill that can make him or her become sterile, so that when he or she gets married, she will not have children. They are saying that African countries are growing, and so the only way to checkmate their population is to ensure that people do not have many children.
This is serious revelation.
PhD went to court over it. So we are telling the government that these are misplaced policies.
Okay,
you don't have a right to include all that.
We must take a break right now, and we'll be right back.
Káàbọ̀.
Meet one of Nigeria's famous batik designer, painter, textile designer, art educator, and gallery owner, Chief Nike Davis Okundaye. She is known for her colorful batik and paintings that offers a modernist gloss of traditional themes.
Africa, Afropolitan vibes here in Lagos, Nigeria. Come here. This is where the party's at.
This is Sunny Rabo live on Inspiration 92.3 FM. This song is relevant even though we're 16, 17, 18 days old in the year. ABBA. ABBA.
Champagne and the fireworks are through. Here we are, me and you, feeling lost and feeling blue. It's the end of the party, and the morning seems so grey, so unlike yesterday. Now's the time for us to say Happy New Year, Happy New Year. May we all have a vision now and then of a world where every neighbor is a friend. Happy New Year, Happy New Year. May we all have our homes, our will to try. If we don't, we might as well lay down and die.
We enjoyed ourselves. Happy New Year, yes, and that was just 18 days ago, and it's already like 18 years ago. But you know, the beauty of this whole thing is that it reminds us of the fact that there's serious work ahead, and the elections are just around the corner on the 14th of February. Don't forget. And it's an election that is crucial, and that means you have a role to play. Just do your bit. Go and vote. That's all you need to do. Don't go fighting for what doesn't concern you. For goodness sake. Anyway, yes, calls will come in now because we're dealing with Project for Human Development, and we have two very formidable gentlemen here in the studio, and they have said a lot today, and they have a lot more to say. But you want to talk to us? 277-3923, 6310923, 6320923, 767-3923, 766-8923. These are numbers, 0909 00000923. These are all numbers coming right from my head because I've been so used to saying them anyway. Call us. Let us find out from you this issue of family, health, and the fact that innocent young children are becoming very sexually active, and some people are even advocating that they should start taking contraceptives even at underage. Do you agree with that? Call us. We'll be just right with you. Well, engineer, You're a father many times over.
I'm a grandfather.
A grandfather. I said
Of
it.
9
9.
boys.
9 grandchildren.
Boys, yes.
You mean, you are powerful.
It's not me, it's God.
It's God. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And
Absolutely
congratulations
God,
for that.
yes.
How are you managing that? Anyway, I mean, in terms of this idea of sending these messages across, do you, by any way, see any challenge, personally speaking?
No, not with my children because they have grown with it. And their friends as well.
Okay.
They learn from them. It's a ripple effect. Once you put something right in a school, the effect will go far, far beyond your imagination. Some of the children will go home and say to their parents, see what we were taught today. And if it's a good parent, he will either encourage the teacher or go storming and say, I don't want you to teach my children this sort of rubbish anymore, as they have done in sexuality education. You know, an organization had trained teachers during the holiday to be able to teach comprehensive sexuality education. And some of those teachers have said, I cannot teach any child this. How much
But
less
is sex
my God?
education wrong, Sonny?
Well, sex education, I mean, in the sense
So
that
many
people
things
have subscribed to it, that sex education, biological sex education, is obviously wrong because it spelled out things and all that and all that. Sex education, we say in PAD, has to be caught, not to be taught. The sex education taught in school is a corruptive sex education because what it does is to spell out things that a boy in JSS and SSSS ought not to be involved with. For instance, telling them how to put on the condoms, for instance, measuring things, telling them things and all that, how to go about experimenting in the name of sex education. What we are saying is that sex education is not sometimes a classroom thing because those who are teaching it in schools are not doing well. They are corrupting the young people. The argument is that why we talk about corruption? Because the young people are already exposed. Why don't you tell them everything? No, you don't do that. You don't say because somebody is already stealing at home, so you teach him how to steal so that he can steal well. No, you make the effort to try to stop. So sex education is wrong. Sexuality education might be the proper one, but it has to be taught with the cooperation of the parents. It's not something that a teacher just start teaching, telling them how to put on the condom and all that. This is certainly not the way to educate a child. The way to educate a child is actually to be the cooperation of the parents.
Do you realize that some parents are very shy to discuss anything sex with their children?
Yes.
Lines are free, by the way. I'm waiting for you guys to call 277-3923, 631-0923, and 01632 0923 766-8923 and 767-3923. So please call us and we'll be there just to hear you give your opinion on this all-important topic. Yeah, the lines I think are working because I tried it a moment ago. Okay.
The teachers should not take the job of the parents from them. They can teach
but
them,
parents have become busy.
They will teach them physics, mathematics, all those ones that their parents may not have the time to. But when it comes to sexuality, it is the mother teaching the daughters, the father teaching the sons.
Okay, there's somebody on the line. Hello. Hello. Yes, good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon, Sonny. My name is Dominic.
Don what?
Dominic is my name.
Oh, Dominic. Yes, please go on. Where are you calling from?
Tulare.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
Yes, I just tuned my radio and I heard what you guys are discussing there.
Thank you.
Honestly, I'm a father of 4, and I wasn't taught sex education in school. And I'm not doing badly with my family, with my wife.
Great.
And I don't think that is encouraging if teachers are now teaching students, most especially underage, on how to get involved in sexual activity. It is highly wrong.
Okay.
It's not moral, making them to get to know about it in the name of education is totally unacceptable.
Okay.
In fact, if anybody should teach that to my son and he gets back home and then I will join him from that school and put him in another school.
Okay.
Okay? And also, the one you said about taking some pills or to get them sterilized or that. I want to say here categorically that an Englishman never want a black man to prosper or to advance in knowledge in other or in any way, for fear of overtaking them or something. It is highly demonic to encourage young children to take sterilization pills or something. By the time they will get, to the age of, expressing their manhood or their womanhood, and it will become difficult for them to achieve that. It is highly demonic. We should do everything to resist such. And I thank God for the organization, PAD or what they call them. Please let them do more to make sure this thing is stopped.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes.
The point he's just made is very valid. Like I was saying, you can teach a child anything in school.
Yes.
But when it comes to matters regarding faith and morals, it has to be handled by the parents. If the parents cannot do it, then teachers who are of the same faith with the child and who have the correct training will have to do it for them. It is very, very important. This point is crucial. Many people think, because I cannot teach my children, they should teach them in school. They will teach them rubbish in school, and they come back and mess up.
Let's take another call. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Very, very fine.
Can you reduce the volume, please?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, trying to reduce the volume. Why are you speaking with Smith?
Sorry? Smith.
You're speaking with Smith.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. This topic you guys are discussing this afternoon is quite interesting in the sense that you can look at it from two sides. A lot of children these days in school, they know more than adults. If you think that child you have in your house is that same baby, daddy's boy or mommy's girl, you are joking. You'll be shocked when you see what they do out there. And a number of times, because the parents don't discuss with them and they are not taught in school, they go on to commit all kinds of mistakes. But I believe if you teach your child, sex education does not mean, it's just like when you teach your child, do not steal, morals at home. You're not telling the child to go and steal. You're letting the child know the do's and don'ts, the repercussion. If you do this is the result, the outcome. When the child knows, if I go ahead and start having sex while in secondary school, I am going to become a father. And when I'm a father, my father cannot father me and father my son. It's as if I'm cutting my beautiful future. I'm truncating it because I have to fend for my own family. I don't see anything bad in that. If you discuss that with your son, that boy, take it easy.
Yeah.
Or if a teacher teaches that in school, because what is biology? When we're doing reproduction in science, is it not sex education? If you remove that child will not answer that question. You are shortening the amount of questions he will answer in biology and reduce his results or his course.
Yeah, okay.
So I believe that we should throw it up on this. School should train, teach, home should teach it. We shouldn't be shy about it because if you know what these kids do these days, you will be shocked.
Okay.
Your child could be using pills you wouldn't know in your house.
Thank you so much.
I'm telling you.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello. Good
Yeah, good afternoon.
My name is Clement.
Yes, go ahead.
I want to align slightly with the last caller. Parents have actually failed in responsibility. I'm a father of 5, and I know what I go through having talked to them. Of recent, I just realized that the gap between me and my children is a bit wide, and I have said as one of my New Year resolutions that I just must, not that gap in talking to them. And I realized that in talking to them, a lot of things have been exposed. The last speaker just said the level of their exposure is quite wide and deep. I think that's the general issue. Teaching sex education must be in the proactive knowledge, not in the attempt of saying wear condoms if you must do that. I think it must be total abstinence. It is actually wrong. I remember that growing up in Edo State in those days, my dad would always look at me in the eye and tell me, know the son of whom you are. Because good name is better than riches. I think parents must consciously, in addition to what is taught in school, be closer to their children. everything can't be taught in school.
Yeah.
Parents must create time to talk to their children and mentor them.
Okay.
You ask a number of children today, who are your mentors? They don't even know.
True.
So parents must actually try and do something and mentor these children.
Thank you so
I
much.
tell my child I want to say he wants to read mass communication. I always use Sonny as an example. I think Sonny Rabo started this thing from Radio Nigeria, gong 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 in those early days, you know. And we had listened to him, and today is also still there. So if you want to do mass communication, you must try and get people that must be your mentor. I have to go online and Google Sonny Rabo out and print out something for him. Though he's in SS2, but I must begin to let him know what he wants to do in journalism. You understand? So parents must deviate and create a lot of time in training these children, because the world of today is a different ball game entirely.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I'm overwhelmed by that, honestly. Thank you. Well, gentlemen, I'm going to take a short break before I allow you to quickly say what you must say, because 2 or 3 callers in a row, and they said a lot. Let's take the messages again.
Káàbọ̀.
Meet one of Nigeria's famous batik designer, painter, textile designer, art educator, and gallery owner, Chief Nike Davis Okundaye. She is known for her colorful batik and paintings that offers a modernist gloss of traditional themes.
Africa, Afropolitan vibes here in Lagos, Nigeria. Come here. This is where the party's at.
We agree with the last fellow that sex education should be taught by the parents or by teachers trained for it and who have the same faith and morals as the parents. So it becomes difficult for somebody to sit in a class of 30, 35 children who do not know the background of those children, how much they know and how much they don't know, and start talking about sexuality. It is the parents and their teachers, yes.
In a way, you are saying that the choice, again, of the teacher, his background, his knowledge of what he teaches, all
must
those
coincide with the parents' own.
Yeah, okay.
Because it's the responsibility of the parent to teach their child faith and morals. Okay? But we want to read out a number of things, which it says, prevention is always better than cure. The human mind is his most important sexual organ. These are beliefs of PhD. It says that the sexual act creates the strongest of all human bonds.
People say that culture is dynamic, but that's also what makes your identity. You don't lose it. And the family has given us identity. Our values has given us identity. We have to keep them because they make us who we are. And you talked about things being difficult. They are difficult, but at the same time, it's not impossible. There's nothing that is good that is easy to come by. In success, if you want to make success in life, you have to work very hard. Also, you want to make progress, you want to work very hard. So, good things don't come easy, just like that. So, it is difficult, but we need to try. We need to make effort. And parents should not be discouraged. The fact that some people are already doing something that is wrong, if people are already in sexual escapades and all that, they should try to be optimistic. You don't say, because this child cannot manage, I'll have to make him. You don't say, because my child is stealing, I have to buy a gun for him so I can start stealing. No. You have to make the extra effort to continue to make the extra effort, because life is about optimism. We don't give up on anyone.
Now we're in the season of electioneering, and what advice would you give to leaders who are campaigning now that they want to do this, they want to do that? You mentioned it in passing earlier, and I was fascinated by that, and I was just wondering, what special messages do you think you have for them? What should they be doing or looking out for?
Unfortunately, politics in Nigeria is got to do with money. Most times it does not influence by principles, by values, by do whatever you can get in there, because that's just where the bread is. But a conscientious politician should actually look at the needs of his people and struggle through parliament to achieve these objectives. It's
In
not
the
there-
interest of the
yeah,
people.
It's not there for any other reason. It's there as a representative of the people so that he can now help to uplift his community from where they are. If he does not have that interest at heart, it's not going to be any use to us. He will just join the corruption bandwagon, and which is leading us to nowhere at all.
Sonny?
I think the candidate should tell us how they will protect the family, which is a fundamental unit of society. Hitherto, we are getting all sorts of things about creation of jobs, economy. We know all these are important, but the most important is the family. When the family is destroyed, the whole nation is destroyed. We want to get arguments. One is discourse to be on the family. One is discourse to be on the human person. One is discourse to be on children, protection of children from abuse, protection of children from exploitation. Nobody has said it. They are talking about economy. Fine, but let them come out with a master plan on how they can protect the children, the family, and especially mothers. Those people, these are vulnerable members of the society. If you any crime is committed today, it's either the person is a woman or a child. They should come out and tell us how they will protect these vulnerable members of society, because once we destroy them, the family is destroyed and the whole nation is destroyed.
Thank you so much. And the Director General of the Project for Human Development, Engineer Jerry Okwosa, and the Project Director, Barrister Sonny Ekwowusi. I played with their names earlier, but of course, what's Okwosa?
Okwoli is the voice of God.
The voice of God.
And Ekwowusi means don't oppress me. No,
Oh my goodness. Voice of God is, of course, the voice of the people is the voice of God.
Exactly.
And you are representing the people.
Yes.
And you say, don't oppress me.
Don't oppress me.
That means you are representing the people as well. You don't want the people to be oppressed.
Exactly, yes.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. May God bless you as you try to fight for humanity. God will fight for you as well.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
And for those who are listening to Sonny Rabo Live, we want to thank you. Yes, the year is 18 days old. We're moving on. Go out there, get your PVC, and then go and vote when the time comes. Do not forget that. And so, God bless Nigeria. So says Nusa Omorodia.
Land of unity, land of peace. This may sound funny, but when I look around, that is what I see. Land of such ethnic and cultural diversity. A land so rich, giant of Africa.